go. Can you hear me now?
What do you want to be for the rest of 2023? I'm not sure why I didn't mute Dr. Kayvon K. I'm Dr. Christopher Vogelmann. We're going to be talking about focus, my least favorite F word, mine being mostly fun, and getting things done. We've got 2 weeks have already gone, and now we only have 50 weeks left. So there's only
Yes.
50. What are you going to do with your 50 weeks?
Yes,
Dr. Kayvon K?
exactly.
Profit finder.
Well,
And
tell me why
simplify.
focus is your least favorite F word.
I think it's because, and this depends upon a lot of things, which is I tend to
Yes.
be a very creative individual. And I find that most of the time, randomness serves me very well because I make connections with seemingly unconnected or disparate things to create something brand new. Now, mind you, I can also be hyper focused. So I'm somewhat kidding that focus is my least favorite F word. I mean, well, there's some other F words, but I don't think we want to announce those on
Well,
live
do I
stream.
want to know what's your most favorite?
Well,
Word?
probably not right now.
Not okay. But you just got me very curious. So let me
Yeah.
ask you another question.
Uh-oh.
In
Mind you, I'm in COVID recovery right now, and so
yes.
my voice may disappear, in which case it's
Oh,
going to be a solo performance by Dr.
follow
Kayvon
by
K.
that. Okay,
And
okay.
John Paduchak is somewhere stuck in traffic. We don't know where he
Well,
is.
let me just think out loud what I was thinking.
Yeah,
So you
think
said
out loud.
randomness, and
Yeah.
to me that is not the opposite of focus. The opposite of focus is distraction. But when you explained your work with randomness and connecting things and doing creativity, means you are, to me, it means you are focused on making connections.
No. Yeah. I am focused on connections because to me, almost everything in life is about making connections. People who form relationships, they're creating connections.
Yes.
If you are a seller, you're going to connect with buyers.
Mm.
In any sort of an organization or at a party, you're going to make connections. Unless you want to stay by yourself in the corner, which is why did you ever go to the party in the first place?
Yes. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So the
Yeah.
question today for today's
Yeah,
topic.
what do you want to be for the rest of 2023? And I mean, there is a bit of self-reflection involved. There's a
Yes.
bit of evaluating how did you do for the last 3 years? What was it? What did 2022 look like for you? And what are you going to be so that at the end of 2023, December 31st, 2023, as we ring in 2024, how will you have felt like you've really achieved something? What does it
Yes.
feel like to be successful for the rest of this year?
Makes sense. Makes very sense. Um, so this is very much related to goal setting and the previous
Right.
conversations that we had.
Mhm.
So here's the thing. Everybody does goal setting, whether it's intentional and you sit down and get it done, or write it down, or you just think about it.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
regard
even the World Cup, there was a lot of goal setting, especially in Paris.
yes, yes, they set the goals. So regardless of if the goal setting has been done or just in your mind, written down,
Mhm.
doesn't matter how much detail. Um, Whoever is listening to this, all of us, we have an idea of what our goals are. And those goals are things that we haven't had before, right? The things that we want to achieve. And what we achieve has a lot to do with who we are, as you know, the question of
Mhm.
who do you want to be.
Who
So,
are you? Oh,
the question is becomes a very interesting question. So I have those goals; those are the things that I want to achieve.
right.
The question is, well, who do I have to be to get everything that I want? Who do I have to become to to have a person that has achieved those goals? Because that would be a different version of us.
Right, and
Somehow,
so is it's in some ways maybe a better version of us? I mean, you're not really changing your identity as so much as you may be expanding who you already are.
well, it depends.
Yeah.
When we say changing identity, maybe that is it. Let me give you an
Mhm.
example. Many years ago, I was listening to something from Evan Pagan,
Mhm.
and he was saying, yes, like it was a training about online marketing and being an
Mhm.
online marketer.
Mhm.
And he said that one of the main steps is from now on, start introducing yourself to people, even though you're a step one, square one. Start introducing yourself as in, hi, my name is Kayvon, and I'm an internet marketer.
Right.
In that sense, yes, we are changing our identity, and we announcing it verbally out loud for us to grow into that.
Right, to develop that familiarity and
Yes.
comfort level making that statement. So it's almost
Also,
like autopilot.
yes, also we see ourselves with that. Our
Mhm,
brain, when it notices the gap between who we say we are and how we behave, wants to fill
mhm,
that gap. So it kind of pushes us,
mhm.
or pulls us, I should say, towards that goal. So that's the changing identity. And the other parts of it, yes, th- there is an improvement, but sometimes it's by um uh what is the opposite of the word is escaping me. What's the opposite of adding?
Subtracting?
Subtracting. That's the word that I'm trying.
Wow. Wow, I'm not even gonna get into multiplication and division. It's perfectly all right.
Yes, exactly.
You
So,
you would think that my brain fog was at work in your head, so
well, we all have it, right? So here's the thing, that new person that I would need to be,
Yeah,
it basically are three things.
yeah,
There are things that I have to start doing. That's obvious.
okay.
There are things that I am doing that I need to do better or need to do more of them.
Mhm.
But I think the most important and kind of the starting point is the things that I have to stop doing,
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
The things that they used to get me those results and they are not working anymore. So I
Mhm.
think that would be the starting point. Um, if you think of it as a bucket with holes that the water is leaking, so it's plugging the holes first. So
Is that is
stop
that a
doing
whole
this.
is that a holy bucket full of holy water or
Well, if it's holy water, you're losing it through
oh
the
boy,
holes. Yeah, those are holy holes.
holy cow.
Yes, there you go. Um, so yeah,
So
I would
plug the
say
holes. I think the deletion thing really intrigues me because
yeah,
one of the things that I was obsessed with this morning, I looked down, I remember I rarely check my emails. So if anybody
yes,
wants to reach me by email, send me a text message, send me a Facebook Messenger thing, because it's a lot easier to reach me.
correct.
And I subscribe to a lot of different marketers because I like to see what type of language they're doing, the offers that they're making, and everything else, and kind of get a good strong sense of the pulse of internet marketing, at least
Right.
among a lot of the top, I want to say top 100 marketers.
Yes.
And as a result, though, my inbox sometimes will be 20,000, 30,000, whatever. And I get to a certain point where I think one of the ways of not so much plugging holes, but putting holes
Mm.
into my inbox would just be not just to unsubscribe, but just to do a massive delete and start
Oh
from
yes.
scratch.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: those newsletters that you mentioned
Yeah.
from marketers and all of that,
Hmm.
um, anything more than like 1 year ago, it can just be deleted and gone. The offers are gone. The ideas are
Yeah.
invalid, um, and all of that. So,
Right.
um, a
Well,
person.
and the
Oh,
the the only challenge I have with that is a lot of them have appeared as updates, and I have to go back and make sure that my various memberships and products, et cetera, that I haven't deleted all my login info. And so that's a project I'm not
yes.
looking forward to. But then
Yeah.
once that is done, I think I like one of my friends used to do what he called the Napoleonic method for his desk. So there would be everything from bills to memos to you name whatever it was on his desk. He's a very
Right.
successful entrepreneur, and he would just every once in a while, if it got to be too much, he would just clear his entire desk,
Yeah.
sweep it all off, and if it was important, it would come back again in the future.
Yes. Makes sense. Yeah. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. Um, all of those newsletters, they have something in common. Do you know what that
Hmm.
is?
I don't know. I'm a little foggy today, as I've been
It's
for
the
the last
word
5 days.
unsubscribe at the bottom of it.
The bottom of what was it?
The word unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.
Oh, unsubscribe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So
I mean,
I have a
unsubscribe.
filter on my email that any email with the word unsubscribe,
Yeah.
it tags it as optional and
Oh, that's a
removes,
great filter.
yeah, removes it from my inbox. So it doesn't show
Wow.
up to clutter my inbox, but it's
Hmm.
in the optional folder. So if I
Yeah.
want to look at those things, I can look at the end of the day, just go through a bunch of them. And
Hmm.
and here's the thing, I'm using a Gmail platform, right? So I can just
Right.
search for any word, any email in the optional folder older than 1 year and delete them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to do a special call with you to actually configure that because right now I have not succeeded in doing that. That's why sometimes you'd say it's better now, but I mean, but at one point there were 50,000 emails that
Yes.
were unopened, mind you.
Well,
And
let
that
me
was
put it
very
this way.
interesting.
once I had a inbox zero call in my productivity coaching with someone,
Yeah.
and he was at 120,000 emails, unread emails in his inbox.
Yeah.
We worked on that for 45 minutes. We put a bunch of
Right.
filters and get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, he had 23 emails in his inbox, which
Gotcha.
in the next hour you could just go over
Is
it.
that
And
is that a bonus that you offer to your clients from time to time? Like I'll help you overcome your inbox
it's not a
overwhelm.
bonus; it's a requirement of working with me.
Oh, it's a requirement.
Like
Wow.
you want to be like put yourself in the best position of
Yeah.
being able to, your least favorite word, focus on what you're doing by removing the extra clutter from your inbox or any other messaging
Well, speaking of
environment.
somebody who's in the best position, somebody just
There he
arrived
is.
from Friday afternoon traffic. Were you commuting from work, Mr. Paduchak? Or
No,
John?
no,
No.
no. Just happened to be out running a couple of emergency errands. Got stuck.
Emergency. Wow. Did you call the fire department or
It wasn't that
did you
kind of an
become the
emergency.
fire department?
Wasn't that kind of an emergency?
Those weren't the
No,
emergency errands. You just took out your hose and took care of a few fires in the neighborhood before you got back here.
that's right. That's right.
Okay. That's great. All right. So thus far, Dr. Kayvon K has been helping me become a little more focused and work towards inbox zero. So, John, what do you want to be for the rest of 2023? That's our question of the day.
Wow.
And let's put you on the spot because I've just spotlighted you.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Well, it's funny you should ask that. Mark Hardy and I always go through a theme year, and my year this year is the year of connection, because I feel like there's a lot of new connections I need to make. There's a lot of connections with new business partners, with old friends, with old business acquaintances. So that's kind of the theme of the year is connection.
Okay, excellent. Let me ask you more clarifying questions about that, if that's
Ooh,
okay.
please.
Okay. So what is the outcome?
The outcome? Well, the outcome is more revenue, more profits for the year, being able to work with new people, existing people on different projects, and so that's mainly the outcome for the year.
I'm playing with the toggle. I'm
Yeah, you
learning new things.
highlighted him for a
I was
second.
I
like,
highlighted
wait,
him.
I'm on all by myself.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
happened to my friend?
Entertain us.
There we go. And we got a new podcast coming out, and
Yes.
of course, Dr. V and I have a great new marketing strategies consultancy that we're working on, and so I think it's going to be a fantastic 2023.
What is the name of the podcast?
The name of the podcast is RV Goodness. So finally bringing my passion project to life.
Yes.
Because RV badness is something to avoid.
Yeah, it's not a thing. It's just a thing. Just not a thing.
Very good. So you mentioned podcast and you mentioned connections.
I did, and I
Yeah.
even have some great guests lined up. Ryan Lee is going to be coming on in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Our friend John, I can never remember John's last name, the golfer.
John Ashton of those weekend golf guys.
I am so sorry, John. That's right. John's got the second highest rated golf podcast in the country,
Nice.
in the world,
It's
in the country,
true.
in the country or in the world.
I don't know. You'd have to ask John.
I can't remember where
If you tune in to those weekend golf guys,
Yes.
you'll find out a lot of information about golf.
It's big.
And he's producing a big new course too, whose name we shall not reveal because we're
Golf course or golf course?
Yes.
Sorry, a course.
Golf course.
On
golf.
Doing business on the golf course. Let's put it that way. So.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
And I think it's going to be quite spectacular.
Yeah, it sounds really, really cool.
Which is all about connections and networking and meeting
exactly.
people.
Once again.
Yeah,
once again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
did I tell you guys that I'm also starting my podcast this year?
No, you did not.
Yes,
And when are we on?
well, exactly.
When are we on? What's the podcast?
When's my
It's
I
date?
wanted to call
called
mine the Oddcast, but that name was already taken.
Oh, that would be kind of
Simplify Profits.
Simplify Profits?
Yes,
that's pretty easy.
Simplify Profits. Oh, you're combining things.
I'm combining my
It's your mashup
passions
of your
and
brands.
strengths. It's
He's
the Venn
mashing up.
diagram.
Mashing.
It's a Venn. So when does this happen?
Exactly.
Exactly.
We're,
Venn, what are we talking about?
we are full of good questions.
And
So-
do you take Venmo?
No, I mean Canada. We don't have Venmo in
Oh,
Canada.
there's no
You don't
Venmo
have
for the
Venmo?
Venn diagram.
We have Zelle. I have Zelle though, but not Venmo.
Hello.
So here's the thing. Thank you for that question. I am making a commitment to
You're
make my first step towards making the podcast next week.
Awesome.
What's the first step towards making
Actually-
the podcast?
Actually, nothing wrong with today. After this call, I'm gonna send there's a person on the podcast company that I just need to email.
Yeah.
That email is going out today, this afternoon. So there you
Do
go.
it now.
Boom.
Do it now.
Do it now
Do it
show.
now.
Nice.
This is the Do It Now show.
This is the Do It Now show. So
Yes.
The anti-procrastination specialist.
let's do it
John
tomorrow.
Paduchak.
No.
Yes. Well, all we have is now.
That's all we have.
That's
is now.
true because
Well,
tomorrow
so
never
there you go.
comes.
That's a good answer to the question. Who do I want to be? The person that takes action in the now.
now
Yes.
because later's gone.
Later doesn't exist. Later
Right.
is an illusion.
Exactly.
The past is dead and the future is yet unborn.
Yes.
Mm.
There you go. That's one of my favorite scenes from Kung Fu Panda.
Ooh,
Oh, I don't remember that in Kung Fu
I don't
Panda.
remember that in Kung Fu Panda.
That was taught to me by my dad back in the 1960s.
It's the part that Master Oogway, if you watch Kung Fu Panda again and just listen to Master Oogway, you realize he has so many good wisdom stuff, kind of like Yoda, Master Yoda.
Yeah.
But Master Oogway, he was saying that past is gone, future is not hasn't arrived or something like that, and all we have now, the present. Not, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Uh-oh. Yoda just fell out of the cup.
Yoda just fell out of the cup.
Yoda's been sitting in a Talavera mug.
Okay,
Whoa.
Whoa.
you are really tempting me to give you my joke today. Tell you my joke today.
Oh no.
Let's have one for the new year. This is our first
Okay.
show of
Ready?
the new year. We've been all
We'll give it a
busy,
shot.
busy.
So you just brought that little doll. So do you know why they made Star Wars 4, 5, 6 before 1, 2, 3?
No. Why?
Because in charge of planning, Yoda was.
I see. I thought you were going to say something like because 7, 8, 9. But that's a different joke.
Actually, I should have done this.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't even got the power to slap my head.
Yeah. Well, I find that joke very smart. In charge of
It
planning,
is, it
Yoda
is
was.
very smart. No, that's true.
Yes.
true. And it would
Yes.
fit right in there.
Yes. Hey, so what else? So we talked about identity. Oh, wow. We still have 10
Yeah.
minutes left.
So actually, this is something that I did this year. I haven't done it before, so I found it very helpful. So different areas of life, 4 or 5 different areas: finance, health, personal,
Mhm.
family, relationship, money, all of those things. I evaluated them and wrote it down of what's called good, bad, and ugly.
Mhm. Oh, good, bad, and ugly.
So when it comes to, let's
Who
say,
were you thinking of when you thought about ugly? Which one of us?
what ugly thing happened?
Oh, what ugly thing
yeah.
happened? Okay.
So each one of those areas, I don't know, health and fitness, good, this. Bad
Yeah.
part of it was that, but the ugly part was this. So that gave me a good snapshot of all of those areas by a lot of complete honest evaluation,
Mhm.
which allowed me to now, where do I want to go in all of those areas in the new year? And for achieving those new goals, who do I need to be? What kind of a person do I need to be to how do I need to show up? So I am in congruency with a person who makes it to that next level for those goals.
Nice.
So, in terms of congruency, I was thinking back to your 2 brands. Are you essentially merging them together into one new entity? Or are you keeping them separate, but somewhat not equal?
Um, when it comes to my profitability coaching, the brand is
Yeah.
going to be Profit Finder. When I do
Okay.
high performance and productivity coaching, I'll use Simplify.
Okay.
But because there are so much helpful information in both areas, I thought it doesn't. It first of all, it doesn't make sense if I remove or not include all of the productivity and performance stuff from the podcast. Those are all helpful
Mhm.
to the people who want to be more profitable. And
Mhm.
also, it doesn't make sense to have two podcasts. I can, but I thought I'd just combine them both. So this way, for my listeners, because this whole idea was, how can I serve them better? So kind of similar to the question, who do you want to be? I want to be a person who makes an impact. So my underlying two aspects, yin yang of my business, is income and impact, right? So simplify profits, um, doing better work, more effective work, being more productive, have a high performance towards the business growth and being more profitability. So I see alignment and relationship with them, and this way I can bring people who are specialized in one of those areas or any of those topics to have um, in-depth conversation with them.
Cool.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And yeah, so
I'm just
simplify
resting
profit.
my voice.
And also, the I got lucky on this one because my brand Simplify and Profit Finder and the name Simplify Profits was also a mission, because the whole idea behind being a profit coach is most of us entrepreneurs don't come from a finance background. Numbers are complicated for us, and I always make this joke with everyone, especially my accountant friends, that accountants speak accountanese. So I like to be that person who talks about all of that, but from an entrepreneurial side of it, which for me to understand them, I need to simplify them. When I talk to another person, they need to be simplified. So it becomes tactical and practical. So this way, Simplify Profits is kind of like a mission statement as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a highly impactful, profit simplifying
Machine.
translator.
Yes. Interpreter.
Interpreter. Sorry,
Yeah.
interpreter.
Yes.
The interpreter. Impactful interpreter.
Yeah, there you go. I.
For simplified profits.
Brought to you by ChatGPT.
Oh no, not ChatGPT.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
By the way, there is a very, very good, it's a Problem with Jon Stewart podcast, which has Mark Cuban and two other individuals, reporters, and they're talking about AI and the things to watch out for in the next 10 to 20 years.
Oh,
Very, very interesting.
very cool.
Describing things like Twitter and other platforms, and they say that's nothing compared to what's about to happen with
No.
AI and creative content, and that the Gen Zers are the ones who are not going to fall prey to it because they've been reared and grown up during this time of total immersion in the online world.
Yeah.
So they're more
Us.
discriminating actually than boomers and Gen Xers.
Yes.
Very interesting. So they know who they want to be probably better.
Oh,
than
Gen
we do.
Zers. Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
I mean, my Gen X friends think of themselves as excellent. So
Well, yes. It's X for X-Man.
Works.
X-Man. Or X-rated. X-rated.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
So at this point, so we've talked about identity, we've talked about connection. In fact, we talked about connection before John ever arrived because we're
Yes.
trying to connect with him, but he was stuck in
How about
traffic.
that?
And
So sorry.
it's all right. You just won't be invited next time. Kidding.
I know.
Um,
How did you carry
John,
on without me?
John, you might like to know that I have created a spreadsheet for myself to keep track of that. And I have like some of my columns is outreach, like how many outreach I have per day,
Oh,
how
cool.
many of them become appointments. And I have it like a two-step call. One is a qualification call.
Mhm.
I'm using the word from what's his name? Anyway, the first meeting is called triage, and the second meeting the strategy/sales call. So, how many outreach, how many appointments, how many qualification call, and how many sales call, and after that,
I'm
how many sales?
So I'm curious about triage because I mean, if that business is bleeding out, they don't qualify as a client.
Well, a
Well,
bunch of
they
a bunch
might.
of different things. No, actually, it's not about qualifying their business. It's about qualifying them,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like I ask, like
Triage doesn't necessarily mean you're bleeding out. It just means
No, no, no. I'm just saying you're going to triage. You're going to help the ones you think you can help, and you're just going to abandon the ones who are beyond your help.
no, I want to help the ones that they want help.
Mm.
That's why fit or no fit kind of a call.
But this is interesting in the process of triage. So if they want help, but you don't think you can help them in
Well,
the
then
process of
it's, and
triage,
again, they're not fit.
they're not a fit.
Right.
Do you
But
send
if
them
I
elsewhere?
can help them, here's the thing: I don't want to work with people who need my services. I like to work with people who want my services.
Of course.
I was just thinking if they want them but don't need them, then what do you do from an ethical standpoint?
What do you mean?
Hopefully they need.
I don't have
Hopefully
any.
they need
help
them.
there.
Hopefully
It's
Well,
not
with-
if this, there
Yeah,
is
well,
that.
with the huge amount of wisdom and knowledge that I have, everybody needs me, right?
everybody needs me.
Sure,
That's like the old
sure.
chiropractic line. Anybody with a spine needs
Like
chiropractic.
I'm like Persian Yoda.
I'm
Yeah.
the Persian Yoda. Actually, that would be great branding.
That would be great branding.
There you go.
Find
And you know-
profit for you, I will.
It's funny.
Actually, my mentor Michael Gerber, he calls me. He has a nickname for me. He calls me Mystic in the coffee shop.
Mystic in the coffee shop.
Hmm.
There you go. So it's kind of a Persian Yoda.
What's better than mistake
I
in the
suppose.
coffee shop?
Uh-oh, that's not good. Yes.
Mistake in the coffee shop is
You know what's better? Steak in a coffee shop.
steak in a coffee shop. Well, then why is it not a steakhouse?
I don't know. It's a coffee flavored steak.
There's a lot at stake in that business concept.
It's caffeinated steak.
Exactly. All right. Bad puns are on the run here today. Why does Apple wants me to update my MacBook? It's probably not a good idea to do it right now in the middle of this broadcast.
No.
What's the worst thing that can happen? Just press the
We've already
button.
seen the worst thing that can happen before. It's like,
We've done that. I think we've been down this road before, gentlemen.
we've been
Yeah.
down this road before. It was crisp fried the broadcast one more
Yes.
time.
It was extra crispy.
Extra crispy. Yes, it was extra crispy.
So I think this is a good place to stop with this.
We should start stopping right
Yes.
about now.
Never stop, never stopping.
Stopless music at WXI FM.
Yes, the Do It Now show brought to you by RV Goodness and Simplify Profits podcast.
There you go.
There you go.
And the future Super Bowl winners, the Buffalo Bills.
It's going to be an exciting year.
Go Bills.
Wishful thinking.
It is wishful thinking. You have to be an optimist. Yeah,
Well, I don't
you
know
have to be an
anything about
optimist to come from
football.
Buffalo.
Are they one of the people, one of the teams that they might win soon?
Yes.
You're right in there.
At the
Are they
beginning
the
of the season, they were
equivalent of Vancouver Canucks in hockey?
yeah, the Vancouver Canucks. No, it would be more like the Montreal Canadiens. Or sorry, where they picked at the beginning of the season. We
Yes.
don't count the Canucks usually, or do they?
It's not one of the what they call the Big Six or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like the Anaheim Ducks or something, or the
I have no idea.
San Jose Sharks. You're not up on Hockey Night in Canada.
I don't follow sports.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
because hockey's big in Canada.
Eh?
Yeah.
I thought they're all hockey players.
Hockey is big in
That's what I
Canada.
always thought.
I'm big in Japan.
Actually, I'm big in Japan for a fact.
Are you? Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't hear this story? So okay, we'll give you the story. We'll finish up. So many years ago, Michael Koenig's, I subscribed to his thing called Traffic Geyser, and Traffic Geyser was essentially a piece of software that allowed you to do distribution of your videos everywhere. I mean, I'm talking like Yahoo Germany and Yahoo Japan and Vimeo and YouTube and all the other things. And my various videos did extremely well in Japan. Like the likes, the views, the everything. So that was my joke, that I was big in Japan. Which didn't do much for my chiropractic practice around Washington, D.C., but it was just kind of fun to say I'm big in Japan. So a lot of video views.
It is fun.
If you start eating, you could be big in Korea. That's the thing.
Which Korea?
South or north?
I think south, probably.
Not enough bandwidth in Pyongyang.
That's a big That's a big thing there. YouTube.
I'm gonna start with a smaller goal, like
Eating.
a big in Yemen or something.
Big in
Yeah.
Yemen.
Big
Yemen.
in Yemen. Big in Yemen. There you go.
Yeah, big in
I'm
Yemen.
big. I'm big in Luxembourg.
Oh, yes.
Go small and stay home.
Okay. Well, in that case,
All right.
I'm gonna go to Vatican.
Oh, that's great. The Holy See. Will they
Yeah.
accept you? You could be the first Persian bishop and
Pope.
first Persian pope. Well, you got to
Yeah.
work your way up. You got to go to cardinal.
You got to
Bishop
go up the
cardinal.
ladder.
Yeah,
There's a
you got to
ladder.
go up the ladder
Yeah, there you go.
to have major impact in the world.
Mm.
You could be
Okay, I think I found my calling on this call.
the Ayatollah Pope.
There you
Here we go.
I'll be the leader that finally brings all of the religions together.
Everyone together, which supposedly existed a long time ago. There was a choice.
You know, I saw this video clip that it said, according to the guy did research with AI, and it said, okay, there are only two religions in the world.
Mhm.
One is that you find something up there that is the ultimate goodness. So every religion with stars or Abrahamic religions is up there, and you have that goodness up there, and you align your values to reach out to that. The other one is you sit down, and instead of outside, you go inside. And so there are only two religions, and both of them actually do the same thing. Is about finding a systematic way of living or systematic way of approaching your values to become a better person. So there are two approaches to the same goal.
Which should be a great way to wrap up in what do you want to be for the rest of 2023 with respect to your identity and your path of self-discovery.
Okay, I want to be
Ta-da.
able. I want to
All right.
be a person that I do what I say I'm going to do.
Yeah. Better to do what you say you do than to be doo-doo.
For sure.
Just always be number one.
Yes.
Don't be number two.
Yes.
All
You're the
right.
only
I
one.
think we've beaten that dead horse. Anything final, John?
No, I think I'm good.
No. Next week,
think
same
we're good?
time, same bat channel.
We are very hopeful.
Yes.
I hope to be recovered by that.
And we hope you feel better by that time.
Oh, yeah.
Muchas gracias. And looking forward to the Bills winning this weekend on Sunday.
Cool.
Remember, go Bills.